It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the building that was open the year the franchise became known as the Titans. Welcome to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Daniel Carlson ready to get us started. And we're off and running from Nissan Stadium. Here's a return from the 7. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So the Titans ready for their opening drive of the game. Leading them out, someone in his first NFL season. Their rookie starter from Miami.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. He's going to throw this one into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And he's able to get this down to the 36. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. 1st and 10, looking to throw. That throw finds Okonkwo. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, Having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He's got it. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Throwing it again here. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Tennessee! The Titans finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Titans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So following the return, looks like somebody's shaken up. Trainers out to determine how severe this may be. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Right to the air with Smith. That's completed right side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Back-to-back carries here. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Another carry for him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. The linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
They'll run now on second down. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Here we go, third and less than a yard. They go play action. Here's Smith. Touchdown! So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders start off well to tie things 7-7. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So Tennessee headed out for its second drive of the game. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. Finds the in route complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. We're ready to go with the second quarter, and it's Titans football. They're looking at 1st down here. It's a design boot. That's brought in by Calvin Ridley. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down from the red zone. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
A first and goal pass, yeah, it can be an active surprise at times, but let's give some credit to this defense and the coverage in particular. They stayed focused and locked in on those routes, giving that rush plenty of time to get home, and now make second and goal much, much more difficult.
Needing 10 yards now as they line up at second and goal. Pass play now. Well, we put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. They'll throw it. This gets the first and more. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
How many times, Kate, do we see those routes, those horizontal east to west routes, just get that first down on these critical third down situations? It takes tremendous eyes, tremendous speed, and a tremendous want-to by the defense to stop that short.
Up and good from Joseph. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Tyreek McAllister now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Raiders and their running back about to get back to work. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, then they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Smith in the pistol. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's a give up the middle. And he fights his way forward to get this to the 45. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the gun, here's Smith. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And that hit right at the 10. Somehow, though, got a wicked bounce and makes it into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans ready to take over on offense. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. But my hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
Okonkwo brings it in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. They run the counter to Pollard. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They bring their tight end left. 2nd and 8. He'll get this to Jefferson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Running right, here's Pollard. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Right back to Pollard. And he rocks the tackler. And that carry gets him up to the 44 on a solid gain. 4 yards does get him back to even, partner, but they're left with 3rd and 10 now.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now on 4th down, one of the greats, Johnny Hecker, out to punt this away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. The Raiders back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. This is hauled in by Myers. And he's tackled for a short gain. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Chased out to his right, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. As they'll get together and discuss with fourth down coming up. Las Vegas sends out the punt team. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. The return begins on their side of midfield. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. 65 yards on the punt there. And the Titans will get set to take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From midfield now. Pass taken in by Lockett. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Here's 2nd and 5. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Elandon Roberts coming over for the hit.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
3rd down from the gun. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This will be from 52 yards. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He'll throw it. He beams one deep right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
Knock this through, and they'll take a lead into the break. The kick is good, and we're looking at an entirely different game now here at halftime as they've taken the lead on that final play. So at halftime, the Raiders fighting to an advantage on the road. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. McAllister now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Raiders returning their offense and this running back to the field. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
A play fake. Now Smith to throw. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Titans get the football back inside the 45-yard line after the interception. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL. And especially in the second half, you have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Airing it out to start this drive. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
The give on 2nd to Pollard. And he's brought down for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
The Raiders go a nickel on this 3rd down. Looking to the air here. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
You know, that's a nice job by the defense, Kate, to actually use the 12th defender, and that is the sideline. That throw didn't give the receiver enough real estate to establish possession, and the defense understanding how to use the boundary.
And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they fail to claim that lead. They're still down by a point.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Taking a big shot for the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Throwing on 3rd, Smith. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The Titans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
From the 22 on 2nd down. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And this one does not go far.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They give to Pollard from the gun. Breaks the tackle, still going. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Quick slant, caught by Lockett. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. Throwing now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Receiver in motion going left. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Pass taken in by Pollard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Still sticking with the passing game. Pass caught by Ridley. And they get this down to the 28. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Throwing the out route complete. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Titans will have a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range? Range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
All right, here we go. Second down. Again, a run with Pollard. And they're going to bring him down after he drives it down to the 7. 9 yards to pick up there, and they only need 3 more now on 3rd down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
From the gun on 3rd down. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Up and good from Joseph. And they've taken back the lead.
He connects now for a 3rd time, and that's the biggest of the 3 field goals he's made in this contest. Gives him the lead. Now you turn the keys over to your defense to try and protect it.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. McAllister now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now Smith. Complete here to Bowers. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Second and 3 now. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. Second and 3 now. He'll get And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Lone back gets the handoff. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. They give it to him again. And this is a nice gain. That stopped at the 47. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2. They send a tight end in motion. Back to the well again. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
1st and 10 from the 41. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. He gets, oh no, the ball is loose. It's picked up by the Titans.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do ever is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
So now here comes the Titans on offense. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on 3rd. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Call it 1 yard on the run. That's going to set up 4th and 7. On comes Daniel Carlson for a pretty important kick. Ball on the left hash for this 41-yarder. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Carlson, all set now for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Titans are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action here. Cut by Lockett. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one hits for 30. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Has the connection to Ridley. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. They give to Pollard on the option. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 24. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
The offense not shy about sending them downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Has it down close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Well, they've certainly got the field goal in their back pocket, but they're going to try for the touchdown first here and goal to go. Pollard on 1st and goal. Hits the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans take a 4th quarter lead. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Here we go. The Titans setting up for a big 2-point attempt. He's throwing for it. And this is caught, so add a couple more to this lead they've got here in the 4th.
That's about trust. Trusting your QB is going to make the right decision on these crucial scoring plays. He found his read, and he made the connection for 2.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Complete. It's Myers. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. That's the 2-minute warning here in Nashville. Raiders losing by 7. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap to Smith. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here he is to throw. He's got Bowers working the sideline. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Back to throw. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of gain.
Finds his back complete. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Setting up to pass. Hits his running back. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Catch is made in close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. He'll look to throw it. And it's not over yet. They score here in the final minutes, and now they can tie or even win this game right here. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. All right, got a timeout here. Just 8 seconds remaining in our ball game. In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it to start this drive. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Well, Brock, 4 quarters, couldn't decide a winner. And now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The visitors back on offense, led out by Geno Smith. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They're out and set, first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a short gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. This is hauled in by Myers. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Running it now out of the gun. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there, and that'll bring up 4th and a few.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. And this needs to be a good one. Fields this at the 19. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. Their defense got off the field clean, Brock, and now their offense runs on knowing that any points are going to end this game.
Well, you want to look up complimentary football in the football dictionary, this might be the most important time for it. One side of the ball makes a stand, now the other side gets a chance to go win it.
Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Pass caught by Ridley. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
Going with Pollard on the ground. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. They'll try and throw it here. Completed to Pollard. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Motioning him from the slot right. Pass play on 1st and 10. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10 now. That one's cut along the left sideline. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the Stix.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers are also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Here's the give to Pollard. And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back now, pressure on its way. Finds him over the middle. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Third down from the gun. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Tennessee. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, they'll look for them.
So this winds up a win for the Titans. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Titans are your winners as we say goodbye from Nashville.